Hey TechKnowStuds, and when I say studs, I mean both students and you are awesome. Thanks for joining me in these videos. You know, in today's age, we've realized that data has a value to it, and that data in the wrong hands can be devastating to us, or losing that data could be devastating. And so we really need to make sure that we keep that data secure. So in this module, we're going to cover how do we keep data safe. When I say keeping data safe, that could mean different things. It could change depending on who we're talking about. It also could change depending on the data that we're talking about. For instance, there's some data that I want to make sure is always available to me. There is other data that I want to make sure never gets into the wrong hands, while there's other data that I want to make sure remains accurate and unchanged. We're going to kick this module off getting into keeping data safe. Overall, how do we keep data safe and the different ways that we keep data safe? Then we're going to get into access control and permissions, how we can start controlling the access to certain data so only certain people can gain access to it. We're also going to get into encryption and how we can hide data using encryption. We'll also talk about integrity and making sure that we maintain a certain level of accuracy with the data that we're storing. We're also going to get into redundancy and how we can make duplicate copies of things using redundancy. Same thing with backup, how we can make multiple copies using backups. We'll get into replication and how we can replicate data. We'll talk about versioning and how we can use versioning to help us manage data. We'll get into RAID and how RAID can help us create duplicates using our disks. Then we'll get into disposing data properly. We're not going to go really in-depth into any of these. This is going to give us a high overview of how we can keep data safe, but just give us some perspective on some of the common ways that we keep data safe.